Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Uche again with another video. I am in the middle of my evening walk, so please bear with me. The lighting is shitty. The sound is also probably shitty. The freeway's right there, so I'm literally in the middle of a parking lot. So please bear with me, okay? Please, 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 please. But I do want to come out here to share some things that I feel compelled in my spirit to share as always. And I will give a few disclaimers, or at least one disclaimer, because I know that these kind of topics are usually very sensitive. And if they are short enough, they usually go viral. And usually, when they go viral, I tend to get a lot of followers who eventually unfollow. Okay, so to prevent all of that, because I'm not here for followership. That's not. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, I'm just here to talk my shit. As long as I'm concerned, all this life is an illusion anyway. Okay, so I bow to no one. I speak from my truth. You know, my spirit, mind, body, and soul. At the end of the day, I'll get the fuck on out this bitch. Okay, there's nothing in this world or anyone or any place in this world that admirable for me to try to be anything but myself, okay? So the reason why I'm saying that is because this has to do with black people in general, okay? And I'm gonna be talking about black people specifically because usually a lot of times when I talk about black people, especially from a positive perspective, a lot of black people, both Africans and black Americans, tend to follow. And then until they find out that I'm a gay man, okay? So let's get that out the way. I'm a homosexual man, okay? I don't want to use the F word because I know the algorithms, don't like that. But yes, that's what I am. I'm a disgusting homosexual man. Okay, and if that bothers you, please get the fuck on out here. I don't give a shit. I'm not your cousins or uncles or daddies or baby daddies who are in the closet or DL. We don't do that shit. Again, like I said, there's nothing in this world admirable enough for me to be anything but myself. Okay. That being said, I want to talk about the black collective. You know, the older I get, the more I heal, the more when I look at the black collective, again, I don't call it black community because there's no community, okay? We're not a monolith. It's just a black collective. The older I get, the more I understand white supremacy and I understand how the black collective is a threat to white supremacy. And the more I see and the more I heal, the more I see how truly black people per race are the most resilient on the surface of this earth. But not just black folks, most specifically black Americans. And it's like, how do you not like black people? Like when I see somebody, and I'm not trying to be funny, I'm not trying to be funny at all. As y'all know, I'm a philosopher, and I be in my head. I try to understand this world, this phenomenological realm of pseudo reality, as open-minded as possible. But like when I meet someone, if they're being honest anyway, who does not like black people at all, it blows my mind. Like, how can you not like black people? I understand that there's something about black people that is different. Okay, and that thing that is different can be annoying sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I'm black too, and sometimes my people annoy the shit out of me. But to say that as a collective, that you do not like black people, that to me is so weird and cringy because black people, in my opinion, I've broken this down before. I think there's an episode that I did 2 years ago where I broke it down. There's something different about black people. Not necessarily better or worse, but it's just different. But that thing that is different about black people, to me, is so divine, it's so beautiful, it's so electric, to the point that I'm genuinely grateful to God Almighty that I, Uche, a human occupying space and time, I'm walking this earth as a black man, not necessarily because other races or different gender is better. No, 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 no. I'm talking about me specifically. Like I'm able to tap into that power of that intersectionality of being a black and a man. And I can see, like, from my perspective, as to how truly beautiful it is to be in this intersectionality and how it connects to the entirety of everything in this realm. And to me, when I meet someone, or if I was to meet somebody who does not see that, I wonder what you're seeing. Like, do you not see God? Like, when you look at black people, see, I'm losing breath right now because this shit is so powerful coming from within me. And I hope I'm able to finish this video. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm speaking from my soul and I feel the power coursing through me right now. Like, do you not see that when you see the black community, the black collective, you see the face of God? You see a group of people who are very, very resilient, considering in this hierarchy of being, per race, white supremacy claims to be on top. And as a result, blackness is the complete opposite of white supremacy. Black people have been subdued, marginalized. Like we're not supposed to exist based on everything that we've gone through, we've been through, and continue to go through. Do you not see the resilience? Do you not see the God in that? Do you not see that this is literally what Jesus came to die for? This is literally the life of Jesus. This is literally what Jesus is. This is literally what Jesus represents. A child of a nobody, a carpenter, a mere carpenter from Nazareth, because can anything positive come from Nazareth? He had nothing. He had no one. He was a nobody, a reject of society, yet he still was able to be the lamb that was slain. He did nothing wrong, yet he died for all of humanity. Like the shit that we have been capitalized off of, black people in general. We are, in America, for example, especially black Americans. I should start with Africa. The West is the West because of the shit that they took from Africa. Like the minerals they took from Africa, the power that they took from Africa, the manpower, labor, the slavery, the people that they enslaved. America once upon a time, yes, this country is relatively, 350 years old. But once upon a time, there was no such thing as the United States of America. The land, the geography existed, but it was not a world power. What made it a world power is the power that was sucked out of Africa. The people that were taken from Africa, you know what I'm saying? And then they get here, the black Americans persevered, created their own, what's it called? Ucha, breathe. Their own art, rap, hip hop, pop, soul, country, all kinds of shit. It was stolen from them. Their way of being stolen from them and never gave back, like, America would not be America if there were no black people here. Like, imagine after slavery and slavery ended and black people, like a magic wand, to get rid of black people in America. America would not rise. America would not be on the map because not trying to be disrespectful, but white people are boring to watch. They're boring to entertain. They're too politically correct. They're too nice. They're too, all this fake shit, things like that. Black people come with a different energy, a whole different energy. There's something there. There's a frequency, and I know I sound crazy as shit in this parking lot, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just speaking from my soul. There's a whole different type of frequency that black people have brought to America to make Hollywood what it is, to make America the world power it is, to be able to be copied. I'm talking about black men and black women. There's something there, and I know that thing sometimes can be a bit too much to handle. And you see all that, and you don't see God. You don't see God. You don't see God. You don't see the face of people, a group of people who have persevered, been resilient to no matter what. You don't see the face of God. You don't see the face of Jesus. Fuck, bro. If you are somebody who does not like black people, and I'm not trying to be funny, I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all, bro, I recommend you go to therapy. I recommend therapy. I'm telling you, I recommend therapy. I recommend therapy. You don't necessarily have to find black men or black women attractive necessarily, because I understand that, people tend to be physically and sexually attracted to their own kinds, because, that's how your sexual maturity, most people will come into sexual maturity being around their own kind. So, your mind will gravitate towards what's familiar to you. I understand that. But like as a collective, not saying that you don't like black people makes no sense to me whatsoever. Because black people are the most resilient people on this planet per race and ethnicity that I can think of, but especially black Americans, because again, considering the fact that, white supremacy, according to the hierarchy of relevance, white supremacy is all the way on top and black people are all the way on the bottom. White supremacy has dealt with us black people so much, but can you imagine what it feels like to be black American? Like you are in the middle of it, like you're in front of it, not even in the middle of it. Because Africans, yes, the shit was fucked up in Africa. Sorry, a car is passing by. Sometimes it picks up the sound. And I'm also high on caffeine right now, so I'm trying to be careful so I don't, Africa was left fucked up, yes. And yes, the Caribbean people are also black people who are descendants of slaves, yes. But the difference between Africa and Caribbean people and black Americans is that these are black countries. Jamaica is a black country run by black people. Trinidad, the Bahamas and things like these are black countries. Yes, they might have some Indian influence here and there, but black is still very much the majority. You know what I'm saying? Africa, these are black countries. Of course, the North Africans, you know, they look more Latino. But like for the most part, Africa is a black country, is a black continent. These are black countries run by black people. Black Americans have no choice or had no choice but to be part of a country that where they are the minorities, okay? Black people in America, I think, are about what, approximately 14%, and that's including black immigrants. Imagine actual black Americans, like descendants of slaves. I don't think the number is up to 10%, and they've had to navigate and endure all kinds of hardship. Like, bro, they are, like I say, America is the what's it called? I don't want to make this video too long. Ooh, child, breathe. Uche breathe. America is the what's the word I call it, Cher? And I don't want to edit this video because I ain't got time for that. America is the golden child of white supremacy, okay? Because America, you know, the UK started white supremacy and America perfected it. And black Americans being part of the American system, they get the burn of it in front, you know, because they're in the front of it. And they have fought so hard and persevered so hard to work so hard to birth the black American privilege that the rest of us all around the world tap into. Like, everything that we black people as a collective in this world enjoy today is because of black Americans, including black people who've never left Africa. And that's just me keeping it real. Because who the fuck is checking for black folks? Who? Nobody. Literally nobody. Nobody has ever checked for us. Nobody will except us. And the people who have worked hard to create a black privilege, especially black American privilege, is black Americans. Their ancestors have fought through slavery. You know, once upon a time, they weren't even considered humans. They were considered properties. They couldn't even vote. You know, they couldn't do anything. And then they worked hard enough, you know, to be able to, you know, the whole birthright citizenship being instated because of black Americans, so that their children who are born on American soil could also be citizens, just like, you know, the white people. And now Africans and people from Caribbean have been able to capitalize off of that to be able to bring their kids here or come here, have their kids. Their kids are born and raised with American privilege that they're able to take with them, you know, that American citizenship, American accent, American education, American everything, to be able to go to Africa, you know, their home countries in Africa and the Caribbean, and build their own mansions over there. But that came from the perseverance and endurance of black Americans. And it breaks my heart when other black people from Africa or from the Caribbean, you come here and disrespect them, in spite of the fact that this is their home. When you go to somebody's home, you see all of them. You see all of them, okay? The black people from Africa, from, you know, Nigeria, from the Jamaicas, the Caribbean islands and things like that. The ones who come here are the ones who the American embassy has selected as more profitable for Uncle Sam. Back in Jamaica, back in Nigeria, back in Africa, back in the Caribbean, the dirty ones are still back there, for the lack of better words. You know, I'm trying to be careful with my words here. And there's a car coming. Ooh, chair. I'm high on caffeine, so please bear with me. It do be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The ones who cannot afford that black excellence are still back there. So when you go to Jamaica, you'll be able to see all of them in their nastiness and their filthiness. You see the good, the bad, and the in-between. You know, the exact same thing too happens here too. When you come to America, you see everybody. You see the black excellence. You see the opposite of black excellence. You know what I'm saying? Here, for example, in Houston, Texas, a lot of times when immigrants move to America and to Houston, they usually move to places like Bissonnet. Bissonnet is low income. It has a lot of low-income black folks, low-income Latinos, and as a result, you get to mingle with the low of the low, and then you confuse that for this is what black Americans are. No, you're in their country, you're in their home. So as a result, you get to see all of them, and shame on you for coming down here, leaving your country to come to their country and looking down on them, in spite of the fact that their ancestors have worked so hard to birth the citizenship and the privilege that you and your children are enjoying. Myself included, because I wasn't born in America. And that's some shit. And that's some shit. Without realizing this is all they know. This is all they have. Imagine if we rub minds together and saw that we have a common enemy, which is white supremacy, which continues to subdue us. Because you coming to America, moving to America, does not mean that your life is turned around. Now you are welcome to the modern day slavery, okay, in which you are working so hard tirelessly in the name of capitalism, paying into a system that is not created for you. Somebody else is capitalizing off of you. So we're all in this shit together. So the best thing and the logical and the most intelligent thing to do is for us to band together if we can. If we cannot, because our differences are too much, because within this black collective, we still have pain, okay? As a Nigerian, I have my own pain. As a Caribbean, you have your own pain. As a black American, you have your own pain. If my pain is too much for you to bear, stay right there, brother. May God be with you as you navigate through your own pain while I navigate through my own in my own little corner. But if we can overcome together, let's overcome together and heal each other. We pour into each other, you know, knowing that we are living testimonies as black people. I don't know if I'm making any sense. And I'm here yelling, and it's probably somebody listening to me thinking that I'm batshit crazy, Chad. And this is part of why I'm grateful to be a black person, because I'm able to see this. Because I feel like as Uche, if I was not black, I would not be able to see this. I would not be able to see it as I see it. If I was a white man, if I was a woman, if I was something else, if I wasn't even queer, I wouldn't be able to see it because I will be the majority. And you know, the normative people, they have this, what's it called? Main character syndrome. Straight people have the main character syndrome just like white people do, just like Americans do, just like rich people do. And as a result, we forget the complete polar opposite, the people who are the nobodies of society, which is someone like myself. And I'm so glad that I was born into this world as a nobody of society, just like Jesus was born into this world as a nobody of society, so I can be able to see this. And I'm not trying to compare myself with Jesus or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm grateful for what I am and who I am. And I'm walking this earth as a nobody for me to be able to see that there's power in who we are and what we are. And we are stronger together because there's beauty in being a black person. And if you are somebody, especially if you call yourself Christian, a lot of y'all religious people, you know, some of y'all batshit crazy and hypocritical as shit, you know what I'm saying, including the Middle Easterns, y'all be with us. I'm trying to watch my words because, you know, the TikTok be banning some of my shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The way some of y'all be on some, you know, with your religions in the Middle East and shit like that. Some of the Middle Eastern people that I've met in America, Chad, are so anti-black, makes me pinch myself. Like, what the fuck are you worshiping? Your God tells you to not like black people? You can't make this shit up. And then you got the Indians with their Shiva. But then y'all can't stand black people. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the Africans. Y'all know Africans love their white Jesus, Chad. Y'all love Jesus so much, go to church every Sunday, but then you come to America, you look down on black Americans. They're black, just like you. What kind of white supremacist ass shit is this? I can't make this shit up. You see why I say this life is not real? Let me stop, man. Let me stop before I start hyperventilating again. But anyway, I wanted to come out here to share this as it's coursing through me, and I'm trying to be careful so I don't start, you know, I don't trigger my own existential crisis once again and have to end up in the hospital again, because this should be happening. But yeah, Uche, peace and love.